Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Grow Through It podcast. My name is Julia and today I wanted to talk about redirections that saved me. There have been so many times in my life when I would be so devastated when things didn't work out the way I wanted them to. Whether it was a job, a relationship, or friendships. At the time, it felt like my world was ending. But what really happened was a redirection into the most beautiful, amazing things. Sometimes when things end, like our partner breaks up with us, or we get fired, or a friend ghosts us, it truly feels like your world is crumbling and that life will never be the same. And it's true, life won't be the same. It'll be even better. When something isn't right for you, life will close doors for you. And those closed doors are often protection or redirection. As hard as it is to accept in the moment, I want you to hear 3 major examples from my life that can help you understand and give you a little bit of hope if this is something you're dealing with right now. The first example is all of my career changes. Each one gave me so much anxiety, and I wondered if I was making the right decision in leaving those jobs. Some jobs were obviously easy to leave, but some I really struggled with. The biggest one was leaving my personal training and gym management career. I actually almost was a part owner of a gym at one point. Thank God I didn't do that because COVID happened literally a month after I made the decision not to. During COVID, of course, all the gyms shut down. This gave me some breathing room to really think about what I wanted. And not being at the gym, consumed by customers texting me all the time, made me realize I didn't actually enjoy it all that much. It also made me realize how much I missed working with kids. So I started working at a before and after school program and took my early childhood education. This led me to meet all sorts of people and learn things I probably wouldn't have otherwise. After a few years of working at this program and then a daycare, I realized I wanted a little less chaos in my life, especially because one of the daycares I worked at was a literal nightmare. The worst job I've ever had. I bounced around a lot to figure out what aligned, from childcare to daycare to receptionist, and each job taught me what I didn't want. And that clarity is what eventually led me back to coaching gymnastics. But each time I changed my jobs, I was so worried I was making a mistake. But everything led me to where I am now, and I absolutely love my job. It's the perfect mix of less chaos because I do admin there, and also working with kids, being involved in a sport I love. I get to be active and help kids reach their goals. But I never thought I would feel that way about a job when I decided to leave the other ones. You may not even realize the potential you could have because you just accept where you are. I think it is so important to enjoy your job and work somewhere that brings you a sense of purpose. Even if you don't love your job, you have to at least like it. And then work towards something you truly do love. If you need to leave a job or you get fired, I promise you it is not the end of the world. You will find something even better, and the lessons you'll learn are so worth it. Sometimes discomfort is the only thing that pushes you toward your purpose. And career wasn't the only place I experienced redirection. The same thing happened in my friendships. I have gone through many friendship breakups. Some of them were my decision and some of them were not. Some of them hurt so much. Friendships ending can often feel like an actual breakup, especially if you are really close. So in the moment of each of these, I was devastated. I felt like I did something wrong and like I was less than because someone didn't want to be my friend anymore. But the truth is, none of those friendships were all that healthy. It took taking a step back to realize this. And the truth is, people leave when they're no longer aligned with your direction. I needed these friendships to end in order to grow and move on. It helped me be a stronger person and helped me know how I need to show up in a friendship and also what I want in a friendship. And I have no bad blood toward any of those people, and I will always be grateful for the friendships we did have, But these endings have created a space for healthier and more supportive friendships. I have met people and connected more with people who are more aligned with me and my values and goals. So, although it was heartbreaking in the moment, it led to beautiful friendships and a stronger version of me. But the biggest redirection of my life, the one that changed absolutely everything, was my long term relationship ending. I know I have talked about this many times, but it's because it's such a crucial part of my life where literally everything changed. It was also the hardest decision I've ever had to make. Can you imagine 10 years in, wedding already planned and partially paid for, and you know you have to leave? I had my dress, my bridesmaids had their dresses, save the dates were sent out. It was the hardest decision I had to make. And it wasn't hard because I wondered if I still wanted to be with him. I knew I didn't. It was hard because that meant I'd be on my own again, starting fresh. It would mean I would disappoint a lot of people. It would mean I would step into the unknown. I had never been on my own before. I was 14 when we got together. I was also now living in a different province away from my family, and I didn't even know where I would live. And I genuinely wanted it to work. I tried for years. I kept trying, making excuses, and ignoring red flags. But I hit my breaking point, and I knew if I didn't leave, I would be miserable for the rest of my life, or worse. I think the unknown of it all was the scariest part. Where would I go? How would I support myself? Who is going to hate me now? Will anyone ever want to be with me? Would I be alone forever? Sounds pretty dramatic, but that's how I felt in the moment. But you know what actually happened? It made me stronger. It gave me self-worth, clarity, peace, and stability. It opened space for the person I am now. It helped me understand what a relationship never should be. It led me to my relationship now, which is the most loving and beautiful relationship. It gave me my spark back. It gave me confidence in who I am. It gave me happiness and freedom. So although it felt like my world was ending, it gave me more than I could even imagine. And I know in the moment it's so hard to believe that. But I want you to look at my life and the stories I just shared with you and trust that the same will happen for you. All of these experiences have led me to the most loving relationships and me being the best version of me. You have to trust the process and know that anything that is meant to stay in your life will come back, and anything that's not meant for you will always leave, whether you make that decision yourself or whether the universe does it for you. I literally thank God and I'm so grateful every day for the blessings I have in my life now. But at one point, I was holding on to people and things that were never for my highest good. Again, it's hard to see in the moment, but it's always about protection or redirection. If something is ending, trust that it's an invitation, not a rejection. I want you to ask yourself a few questions. Pause this episode and grab your notebook because I want you to write your answers down. If you're busy right now, come back to this episode. The first question is, what did this ending make space for? Next question. What version of you is this pushing you to become? And lastly, where have you been settling out of fear? When things go wrong in your life, you're not going backwards or failing. You're being guided to better. I love this quote. Some doors close because you're meant to walk down a completely different hallway. If you are going through an ending of some kind, I want you to know that you are not alone. And if I can get through it, so can you. That is it for today's episode. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram at growthroughit.pod or use the anonymous link in the show notes. I would also love to hear your stories. If you have had a time where something felt like a wrong turn, but ended up being a blessing, message me on Instagram. If you enjoyed this episode, I would be so grateful if you left a rating or review and followed and subscribed. Thank you so much for listening, and remember that you are worthy. See you next time.